In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Check out my other videos showing you how to solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube, a 3x3, a 4x4, and even a 5x5. So for this video, I'm going to show you how to solve this Rubik's Cube. This is a 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube, named because it's 3 across, 3 back and 3 down. I'm going to show you how to solve this Rubik's Cube the simplest way I know how, using the fewest amount of algorithms. What's an algorithm? An algorithm is a series of movements that you'll need to memorize in order to solve the Rubik's Cube, but we'll get to that when we come to use them. So I'm sure you already know how Rubik's Cube works. It can move in 3 different axes. I'm sure I don't need to teach you this, but I do need to make you aware of is these centerpieces. These centerpieces are really important. These centerpieces are fixed in relation to each other. What I mean is, no matter how much you mix up the Rubik's Cube, this red centerpiece will always be opposite this orange centerpiece. And this yellow will always be opposite this white, and this blue will always be opposite this green, no matter how much we mix up the Rubik's Cube. And that's important to know because that will determine what colour we'll make each face, and we can also use those colours when moving other pieces around to match the colours of the centerpieces, which will become clear as we solve the Rubik's Cube. As you can see with this disassembled cube here, the pieces are fixed and cannot move. So I've just thoroughly mixed the Rubik's Cube. The first step into solving this Rubik's Cube is we need to make a cross of one colour on one face. So choose a colour you want to start with. Once you've chosen a colour, you need to find the centerpiece of that colour. I'm going to start with green, so I need to find the green centerpiece. Here it is. And we find the centerpiece because what I said before about the centerpieces, they determine the colour of the face. So this is the green face. So we need to make a green cross on this face. We need to turn these edge pieces into green. Now this is called a centerpiece, these are called edge pieces, and these are called corner pieces. So we need to turn these edge pieces green. So we do that by looking on the side of the cube to see if we have any green edge pieces. I have one here, and I have one here, and I also have one here. Now it's also better if we have one in this middle row. If we didn't have any in the middle row, and we just had one on the top or on the bottom, just turn one down into this middle row. And we do that because what I can do, we've got this centerpiece here and this edge piece on the side. Once it's on the middle, I can just turn it up and we've made our first piece. This green matches this green. However, this edge piece is not in the correct position. How do I know this? Well, if I look on the side, you see how it's green and white? Well, if I look at the centerpiece, this centerpiece is yellow. If you remember what I said about the centerpieces, how important they are, this centerpiece determines the colour of this face. This is a yellow face because this centerpiece is yellow. So this needs to be yellow. This belongs on the white face. So where's the white? We know white is opposite yellow. So here's the white centerpiece. This is the white face. That means this piece, which has white on it, actually needs to go just here. So we need to get this piece to here. Now because we've only put one green in position of our cross, we can just turn the top and bring it round. And now we have matched the colour of the side too. So now the edge piece matches the green and the white centerpieces. So now this piece is in the correct position. So now we'll look around the cube, see if we have another edge piece. Immediately see I have one here. We've got a green edge piece here. And like before, if it's in the middle, we turn it up. However, again, we have to look at the side colours. Although it looks like we've got 2 in position, we can see from the rule that I did before, this is not in the correct position. This has got red, but this centerpiece is orange. This is an orange face. This is red. So this one is not in the correct position. This needs to go on the red face. Where is the red face? Look for the red centerpiece. This is the red centerpiece. This is the red face. So this piece needs to go here. Now we can't do what we did before. Remember before we just turned the top. If we turn the top this time and bring it round, well, we've just disturbed a white. So put it back. This time this needs to go here, but we can't turn the top. So what can we do? Well, it's quite easy what we can do actually. We can just turn it to the bottom. So now it's directly underneath where it was. And before we're turning the top, we can actually just turn the bottom exactly the same. So what I've done there, if we look, it's on the bottom. We've turned it 180 degrees. So now it's underneath the red. The red's here. The red centerpiece is here. If I bring it round, Here it is, I've matched the red. It's directly underneath where it needs to go. Now just turn it up. And now we have matched the second edge piece. Okay, if we look around the side, see if we have any more green edge pieces. We don't. This time they're all on the bottom. If they're on the bottom, that's even easier than if they're on the side. If we've got one on the bottom, look green and orange. So you know, because this has got orange on the side, this piece wants to be on the orange face. So you turn it around, match the orange to the orange face. The green is on the bottom, directly underneath. Then you can turn it up. And there's the third piece of our cross. And the final piece, it is actually already in position. We've got green on the bottom here, yellow here. We can just turn it up, and there we have made our green cross. You might also find yourself in this position where you've got 1, 2, 3 matched, and your fourth one, although you've got it underneath where it needs to go, green and yellow, see if I turn it up, the green is on the side and the yellow is on the top. Turn it to the bottom, see the green is on the side. We need the green on the bottom so we can turn it to the top, and the green will be on the top. So how do we get this green onto the bottom? What we can do, if we turn the green onto the side here, so it's on this middle row, we can now turn it down, and that has put it onto the bottom. However, if you look, it's also brought this green down. It's brought this green down from the top. This one here, or I've put this one here, it's put it onto the bottom. So we need to replace this one. So first thing we can do, we've put this on the bottom by bringing this green down. Just turn it. Now we've turned it off this face, and then we can replace this green. We need to replace this green before we do anything more with the other one. So once you replace this, we've left this green now on the bottom. We can bring it round underneath the yellow. Then when we turn it up, we have matched our green. I'll just run through that one more time. Here it is, it's the last one. Turn it onto the side. Can bring it down. As we turned it back before, if you remember, what we can do, we can turn it to the front, so we're already matching this up. We're just shortening the steps basically. We match the yellow up here, so now it is underneath where it needs to go, but before we turn it up, before we do that, you just need to remember to replace this one first. And then turn it up, and there's our green cross. And that's step 1. Okay, so now we've completed the cross. The second step in solving this Rubik's Cube is solving these corner pieces. We're going to put these in the correct positions. Now, like with the edge pieces, we took notice of the green and the side colours. We're going to do the same with the corner pieces too. We're going to turn this green, but we're also going to look at the colours of these sides too. So we're going to have to take notice of what colours these centre pieces are. For example, the piece that needs to go here doesn't only need to be green, it also needs red here and white here. Now what we want to do, if we look around the cube, we want to find a green corner piece that is on this bottom row with green on either this side or this side. I have one here. Once you've found one with green either on this side or this side, next step is to take note what the other two colours are. This one is white, this one is orange. Once you've looked what colours these are, you can work out which corner this needs to go in. You do that, remember these two colours, white and orange. Find the white and orange centre pieces. This is orange, this one's white. So from that, we know this one needs to go here, white and orange. So once we know that, just bring it round. So the piece is directly underneath the corner where it needs to go. Once again, this is green, white, orange. Look at the centre pieces, green, white, orange. This piece needs to go here. So once you have it underneath the corner that it needs to replace, you see the green is on this side, we turn into the green. If the green was on here, where the orange is, we will turn it that way. But on this occasion, the green is on this side, so we turn into the green. When we turn into the green, we bring this face down. We bring this face down, turn it down, so we brought this top down. bring the green back. As you can see here, it is lined this green up with this green. And then we turn it up. And it's put this corner into position. And you also look, it has matched the white with the white center and the orange with the orange center. So this corner is in the correct position. Okay, we'll look around the cube, see if we have any more on this bottom row. We have one here. This time the green is on this side. But first we want to look what the other two colours are. This one is yellow and orange. So we find the yellow and orange centres. Yellow and orange. So we know this piece needs to go here. So I'll just bring it underneath. Orange, yellow, orange, yellow. It needs to go here. What I said before, we turn into the green. This time the green is on this face. So we turn into the green. Because we've turned this way, we now bring this face down. We bring this face down. And we bring the green back, which replaces that corner. And then we just turn it up. And we've put that corner into position. Look on the bottom, see if we have any more on the sides. We do. We have another one, yellow and red. Look for the centerpieces, yellow and red. So that piece needs to go just here. Place it underneath where it needs to go. Once again, the green is on this side. So we turn into the green. Bring the top down. Turn the green back. And turn it up. Now look for the final one. The final one is also on the side. We know it needs to go because it's the only empty one, but we can check the colours. Red and white, red and white. So it needs to go here. Turn into the green. Bring the corner down. Turn it back. And turn it back up. And now we have all four corners in the correct position, also matching the side colours. Sometimes you might end up in this situation. You've completed one, you completed two, you completed three. But a final one, the green is on the bottom. Or you might have completed two and both your remaining two pieces are on the bottom or whatever. But if you haven't got any pieces left on the side, you've got it on the bottom, we need to get this green onto the side. So how do we do that? Well, first, bring this green round so it's underneath the empty corner. This one's empty because we've completed the other three. And when we've done that, how it's directly underneath here, facing the bottom, we can just turn this face. By turning this face, you see we've put it onto the side here. Although we have brought these down. And then we can just turn this once. And by turning that, all we've done is we've just disturbed this one that's incomplete anyway. But we've moved this round one. So we can turn these back up, leaving this one on the side. Once we've got it on the side, bring it round underneath where it needs to go. Just check the colours. Red, white, yes it does need to go here. And we'll just do the same movement. Turn into the green, bring the corner down, bring the green back, and turn it back up. The other situation you might find, we've also completed one, completed two, we've completed three, but our fourth and final one, it's actually in the correct position, but it's in the wrong rotation. You see, green, red, white, green, red, white. This one just needs rotating. How do we do that? Well, rather than trying to rotate it, we can just bring it out and put it back in. How do we bring it out? Well, we'll just put this one in its place by doing what we were doing before. So, for example, pretend this is the green. We'll turn into the yellow here, turn in, bring it down, turn this one back and turn it up. You see, as that has brought it out. Once we've done that, we can just put it in place. Red, white, we turn into the green, bring a corner down, turn the green back and turn it back up. So now we've completed the top face, matching all the side colours too. Going to turn the Rubik's Cube upside down, and from now on, this green completed face will always be facing down. The next step, on step 3, is we're going to start working on these pieces here. And it's at this stage we're going to start introducing algorithms. Now to use algorithms, we first need to assign a letter to each one of our faces. For example, this front face here we're going to call F. This back face here we're going to call B. This left face we're going to call L, and I think you can see where this is going. This right face we're going to call R. This face here we're going to call D. This is the downward facing face, so we get the letter D because we've already got a letter B for bike. So this is the downward facing face, so we get letter D, and the opposite of downwards is upwards, so we get an upwards face, and this one gets the letter U. Now we assign a letter to each face because we have an algorithm which will be a series of letters. For example, if I gave you an algorithm that was just a letter F, that would indicate to turn the front face 90 degrees in a clockwise direction one time. If you had an algorithm that said Fi, the I stands for inverse or anti-clockwise. So this would be Fi. If I gave you an algorithm that said Ff, that would be Ff to turn the front face 2 times, which would be 180 degrees. If you got the letter R in an algorithm, that would be R. If you got Ri, it would be that way. Now when you get a letter, it's always either clockwise or anti-clockwise, as though you're looking head on that face. For example, the F, that's clockwise. R, that is clockwise, because if I turn it clockwise, and Ri, anti-clockwise. Same with L, that would be L. If you've got an algorithm that said Li, that would be Li. If I just turn it, L, or Li. Same with U, that would be U. That would be UI. For example, if we're looking head on, U, 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 U. And with the downward face, D, that would be D, that would be DI. If we look head on, D, DI. And same with the back. With the 3x3, we won't have an algorithm that uses the back face anyway, but just for information, that would be back. If we're looking at head on, B. You might wonder which face is our front. Well, obviously, whichever is at the front is our front, but we can change that depending on what piece we're wanting to move. But once we've selected a front, you need to maintain that same front until you've completed the algorithm. For example, if this was our front, keep your thumb on the front and then do the algorithm that I'm about to show you, keeping that same front. Sometimes if you have to turn the front, I might do that. But you need to maintain the same front until you've completed the algorithm, and then you can change and do another algorithm, and then this will become your front. It will all become clear when we come to use them right now. Okay, so now we're going to start working on these edge pieces here. We want the Rubik's Cube with the completed face now facing downwards. So when we work on these pieces here, all the scrambled pieces are on the top. We're going to look on the top. We know the top needs to be blue because this centerpiece is blue. So we're going to look at all the edge pieces on the top and finding it that don't have any blue in, because the ones that don't have any blue, we know need to go here somewhere. For example, I've got a red and a yellow here. This one's got blue in it, so that's no good. I've got a yellow and an orange and a white. So I'm going to choose this one first, this yellow and orange. Once you know the two colours, you need to find out where it needs to go. So check out these two colours, yellow and orange, and find the yellow and orange centerpieces. We've got yellow and we've got orange. So now this piece needs to go just here. If I bring it round, we've got yellow and orange, yellow and orange. Once you know where it needs to go, you need the piece that we know we're going to replace. If we turn that so it's on the right hand side, this face now becomes our front face. For example, we don't want it here on the left, we want it on the right, and this is the piece we are going to replace, and this is now our front face. Secondly, if we look at this piece, we've got yellow and orange. We need to look which colour is on the side. In this case it's yellow, and the yellow is just here. We need to match the colour on the side to the colour in the centerpiece. For example, if the orange was on the side, we would move it here to the right face. But in this case, the yellow is on the side, so we turn it to the front. And this is where we'll use our first algorithm. This algorithm is going to move this piece from here and drop it down to there. Let's move it from there to there. And the algorithm we'll use for this is U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, F. So let's just go through that then. Remember, this is our front face. U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, F. And that has dropped the orange and yellow from here down to here. Look around the cube for the next one. I've got a red and a yellow here. So find where that needs to go. Remember, red and yellow. Got red and yellow. So I know that piece needs to go just here. So I'll just bring it round. Red and yellow, red and yellow. Like I said before, it's this piece we're going to replace. So this will be our front. We want the piece we're replacing on the right hand side. Not this way, this be the left, on the right. So this is our front. Check out which colour of the two colours is on the side. This is yellow and red, but the red is on the side. So we'll line it up with the red of the centrepiece. Again, if the yellow was on the side, it would be there. But it's not. The red is on the side, so we'll line the two colours up so they match. And perform the same algorithm once again to move this piece down to here. Remembering this is now our front. So we go U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, F. And that has moved that piece from there to there. Look around the cube, find another edge piece that doesn't have any blue. Got white and orange here, so we can work on this one. Find the white and orange centerpieces. Orange, white. So bring this one round. As I said again, this is the one we're replacing. We want that on the right hand side. And then we check out the colours. White and orange, white and orange. The white is on the side. This time the white is here. So we line it up with the white here. So this time, the piece we want to drop down is on the right face. Before it was here on the front, this time it is on the right. And this is a slightly different algorithm that we need to use. When you get to use this algorithm, you realise you're kind of doing the same movements but in a mirror opposite. And you'll get that flow when you get used to doing this movement. It feels the same, just in sort of a mirror opposite. But for now, it is an extra algorithm that you need to learn. The algorithm is UI, FI, U, F, U, R, UI, RI. And that will move this from here to here. Similar to the algorithm that moved it from there to there, but this time it's moving it from there to there. Okay, so let's do that. This one will be moved to here. UI, FI, U, F, U, R, UI, RI. And that has moved this piece from here to here. Now look around the cube for the final one. That's got blue, that's got blue, that's got blue. So is that one. Well, you see, our final edge piece is already in place, except it's flipped, it's the wrong way around. So what do? Well, the easiest way is just to use the algorithms that we've just learned. Instead of thinking about flipping that around, we're just going to take it out onto the top and then put it back in place the right way around. So how do we get it out? Well, we can just use the same algorithm to put another one in its place. Putting another one in its place will bring that one out. So we'll use the algorithm that we've just learnt. We will put this one here. Remember, this is the one we're working on, so that goes on the right, which makes this the front. We're going to move this one here, so we're going to use the algorithm for this one, which is the last one we just learned, which is the UI, FI, UF, UR, UI, RI. UI, FI, U, F, U, R, UI, RI. And that has put the red and the blue in its place. So now we should have brought the white and red. It should be on the top somewhere. Here it is. Bring it round. There it is. We maintain the same front because we're still working on this piece here. Line the side colour up. This time it goes on this side again, on the right face. This is still the same front. And we do the algorithm one more time to move this one from here to here. UI, FI, U, F, U, R, UI, RI. And that's brought this one to here. And now we've completed 2 rows of the Rubik's Cube. So just to refresh, if you're moving a piece from here to here, the algorithm is U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, F. If you're moving the piece from here to here, it's UI, FI, U, F, U, R, UI, RI. So once you've completed both bottom rows, it's time for step 4. For step 4, we're going to start making a cross on the top face. Just like we did on the bottom face, we're going to start by making a cross by turning these edge pieces to the same colour as the centerpiece. However, this time we're not going to worry about the colour of the sides, we're just going to focus on the cross for step 4. Now to do that, we're going to use an algorithm, and this is an extremely easy algorithm to remember. The algorithm is FRU, RI, UI, FI, and I think it's easy to remember because you can just think of the word through rough. So if you remember through rough, you can remember the algorithm FRU, RI, UI, FI, through rough. Now when you get to this stage, you'll find your cube in different scenarios. You might have just one piece like this, you might have an L, you might have a line, or sometimes you get lucky and you've got the entire cross already completed, and then you don't have to do anything. The farthest you can get is just having one piece here, so I've just set mine to only have one piece so I can show you all the different steps. If you've only got one piece like this, it doesn't matter which side we have as our front, just choose any face as our front and perform the algorithm FRU, RI, UI, FI. FRU, RI, UI, FI. Now we've done that, we've put 2. We've kind of got an L shape. Once you've got the L shape, you want to put the L so it's at the back left. Not here, not here, not here, but you want it like that, to the back left. Once you've got it at the back left, this is now a front face, and perform the algorithm again. Front, right, U, RI, UI, FI. And that will turn the L shape into a line. Once you've got the line, keep the same front face. If you started with a line, make sure the line goes across. You don't want it lengthways like that. You want it crossways. So this is now a front, and perform the algorithm one more time. F, R, U, RI, UI, FI. And that has given us a cross. So now we've completed the cross, we need to start working on the side colours of the cross. If you remember, all we did was just focus on making the cross, we didn't worry about the side colours. Well, now we're going to put the side colours in the correct position. What we need to do is look around the cube and line up just one side colour. For example, this yellow lines up, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one doesn't. And that's how I want it. We want just one to line up and the other 3 not to line up. Example, if I just turn it now, none of them line up. If I turn it now, this orange lines up. If I turn it here, this red and this white lines up. You don't want 2 lining up, you just want 1. So turn it till you've only got 1 lining up. Now sometimes, no matter how many times you turn it, you'll always get either 2 lining up or none lining up. I'll show you how to get around that in a moment. But for now, you need to get just 1 lining up. If all 4 already match up, then you've already done this step anyway. And sometimes that happens. But once you've already got 1 lined up, you need to put that one that's lined up at the front, and this is now a front face. And this next algorithm is going to cycle these 3 pieces amongst each other. It's going to move this one from here to here, this one from here to here, and this one from here to here in an anti-clockwise direction. And that's what we need. If you look, this one is white and it does need to go here. This one is red and it does need to go here. This one is orange and it does need to go here. So they need to cycle in an anti-clockwise direction. And the algorithm for that is R, U, RI, U, R, U, U, RI. Okay, so let's do the algorithm. R, U, RI, U, R, U, U, RI. And that has moved the orange to there, the white to there, and the red to there. And now we've matched the side colours too. Now you might find when you set your one to the front, if you look at your colours, this one is red, but this will move to white, this orange will move to red, and this white will move here to the orange. What they actually need to do, this white needs to move here, this orange needs to move here, and this red needs to move here. They actually need to move in a clockwise direction. Now there is another algorithm you can learn to move them clockwise, but there's an easier way of doing that. You can just do the same anti-clockwise algorithm that I've just taught you and do it twice. For example, if you keep a note of this white, first we'll do the anti-clockwise movement once, which will move the white to here, as well as the others, and then we'll do it again. So we can just learn one algorithm to either move them clockwise or anti-clockwise. So we'll do the anti-clockwise once, and then do it again for the second time. Keep an eye on the white. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, U, R, I. Now I've brought the white here, which is also cycle the other two. And then we do it one more time. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, U, R, I. Now the orange is here, the white is here, and the red is here. And this says learning two algorithms. If you need to go clockwise, we can just do the anti-clockwise twice. As long as we have one matching at the front, we can cycle the other three into their correct positions. Now the other scenario that I told you about, where you get stuck in this situation, you see how I have the yellow already matching, this one doesn't match. However, the white matches now, this one doesn't match, so we've got two that match, so we don't want that. We just want one that matches, so I'll just turn the top. This time we don't get any of that match. I turn it for the third time. We get one that matches, two that match. We'll put it in the fourth position, non-match. And then back to the original. Two that match. No matter how many times we turn it, we get none that match, or two. So how do we get out of this situation? Well, we can just do the same algorithm again. If we just do the algorithm, we will mix these back three up and then turn the top until we can find one that's just on its own. For example, if I just do the algorithm from this yellow face again, it doesn't matter. We can do it from any face now. But we'll just do it just to mix these back three up. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, U, R, I. And then just look around and see how we've mixed them up. For example, I've got two that match now, so I don't want that. So I'll just turn it. I've got the white that matches. This one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one doesn't. So just doing the algorithm has mixed them up, and we can now line just one up. This one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one does. Because this is the only one that matches, this is now our front. And we just do the same algorithm to move these again. This yellow does need to go here, this orange does need to go here, this red does need to go here, so we only have to do it one time. R, U, R, I, U, R, U, U, R, I. The white matches, the red matches, the yellow matches, and the orange matches. And now, all the side colours of the edge pieces are in the correct positions. Okay, the next step, now we've done the cross and we've matched the side colours, we're now going to start working on these corner pieces. In step 6, we're just going to put these corner pieces in the correct corners. We're not going to worry about the rotation just yet. For example, this piece is actually in the correct position. If you look, this piece is blue, yellow and orange, and this is blue, yellow and orange. So this piece is in the correct position. But if we look at the others, this is blue, white and red. This is blue, orange and white. So this is not in the correct position. Neither is this one, because this is yellow, blue and red. And this is blue, white and red. And neither is this one. This is white, blue, orange. This is blue, red, yellow. So we only have one in the correct position. Unlike the step previous, that's what we want. We want just one in the correct position. However, we can't turn the top to put one in the correct position now. So you have to look around your cube like this and find one that is already in the correct position. Sometimes you will have one in the correct position. Sometimes they all might be in the correct position. Sometimes you won't have any in the correct position. I'll show you how to get around that in a moment. So once you find one that is in the correct position, like this one here, we need to put the one that is in the correct position in the top right. And we're going to do an algorithm similar to the last one. That is going to circulate these three pieces amongst each other. It's going to move this one from here to here, this one from here to here, and this one from here to here in an anti-clockwise circular motion. It's going to move them just one time. And like before, there is two algorithms where you can move them the other way as well. But rather than learning two algorithms, if you need to move them that way, we can also just do the algorithm two times again. For example, this one is white, orange and blue. This corner is white, orange and blue, so we know we only have to do it one time to get these in position. So let's do the algorithm. The algorithm to move these three pieces is U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. Remember, the one that is in the correct position already, orange, yellow, blue, goes in the top right corner. And then that makes this the front. So let's do the algorithm. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. So this one has stayed in position and the other three have cycled. If we look, this one is now in the correct position. By chance, it's also in the correct rotation. This one is also in the correct position. It's not rotated, but we don't worry about that just yet. And the same for this one. This is in the correct position and also in the correct rotation. As I said before, sometimes you get this. This one is our correct one. We've got three that are incorrect, but this time they need moving in a clockwise direction. If you look at this, this is red and white, so that one needs to go there. Orange and white needs to go here, and yellow and red needs to go here. So they need to move in a clockwise direction. But rather than learning yet another algorithm, we can just use the anti-clockwise one twice. We just take note of this red, white and blue. We're going to move it to here the first time we do the algorithm, and the second time we'll move it here. And cycle the other two at the same time. So keep the one that's correct in the top right and just perform the same algorithm. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. That's cycled them once. You see the red, white and blue is now moved from here to here. It needs to go just here, and we'll do it one more time to cycle them again because it needs to go just there. Again, the one that's correct in the top right. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. This was our original. This one is now correct. This one is now correct, the red, white and blue. And so is this one. They are now all in the correct corners, just not rotated. So going back to what I was saying, sometimes you get in this situation where you don't have any already in the correct positions. For example, if we look at the colours, yellow, blue, orange, blue, white. This one isn't, neither is this one, neither is this one, and neither is this one. We don't have any already in the correct corner, and we can't turn the top because we will disturb these edge pieces. And remember, we need to get one already in the correct corner. So what do? Well, we can just do the algorithm from any face just to mix these back three up and see if we get one in the correct corner. So we go U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. And then look around the cube to see if any have gone in the correct corners. This one isn't. This one is, I can see already. Red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. So this one is. This one isn't. This one isn't. This one isn't. So now we do have one in the correct position. Put the correct one as before in the top right and perform the algorithm. I can already see we're going to need to do it twice. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. That's once. Just do it one more time. U, R, U, I, L, I, U, R, I, U, I, L. That was our original one. This one is now in the correct position. Orange, yellow, blue. Orange, yellow, blue. So is this one. And so is this one. So now we have all the corners in the correct corner, just not rotated. Okay, so now you have all these corner pieces in their correct corners. The final step, step 7, is just to rotate these corners to put them the right way up. So all the blues on the top, which will also align the cyclers up too. And to do this is one extremely simple algorithm. All we need is RI, DI, RD. And that's all we need to line all these corners up. But what we have to do is repeat that algorithm over and over and over until we get them lined up. And it's also extremely important, no matter what corner we're working on, we always maintain the same front face that we started with. For example, we don't do this corner and then turn the cube. If we start on this face, we do every corner from this face. If we start with this face, we do every corner starting with this face. So I'm going to start with this face to show you. So I'm going to work on this corner piece first and perform the algorithm RI, DI, RD. I'm going to keep repeating the algorithm until I bring this blue to line up with this blue of this edge piece here. So this face becomes blue. It might take 2 times, it might take 4 times. We will see. So perform the algorithm. Remember, this yellow is a front face. It's RI, DI, RD, RI, DI, RD. That was 2. RI, DI, R. It's going around here. D, RI, DI, and there it is. And then R, and do not forget to replace this final D. If you forget that D, you'll mess it up and have to start again. So now I've turned this one the right way up. But you might think, well, I have messed my cube up. And to be honest, it does look that way. If I now came to work on this corner piece here and did this, turn my face, I would mess the cube up and have to start again. You always maintain this first front face. This was yellow, and we keep the same front. So how do we work on this corner then? Well, we can just turn the top and bring it round and work on it that way. And then just repeat the same algorithm until we put this blue onto the top. RI, DI, RD, RI, DI, RD, RI, DI, here it comes round, RD, and the fourth one, RI, DI, there it is, RD. Always remember to finish the algorithm, the final D. Okay, now work on the third corner, bring it round. Well, this corner is already correct, as you can see. So we can just skip that. That's why I started on the one I did, to show you that you can actually skip one. And then we just work on the final one. RI, DI, RD, RI, DI, RD. Keep going. RI, DI, RD. And finally, RI, DI, RD. And just turn the top. And there we have one completed Rubik's Cube. Hope it helped, and thanks for watching.